A cute little girl in a Psycho with Rial from Spiral.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, there's something about cute little girls in Psychos. For some reason. I asked Zach Bolton, one of the directors, was like, so, because when I got cast as Index, like I went in on to audition and I was just like, do-do-do-do-do-do, and I was probably the first person they called, and I was like, you knew. He's like, well, it's like there's certain roles that just go, Monica. I'm like, well, okay, great. Psycho nut? That bites people? Alright, I can see that, so yeah, there's certain times where there's psycho little girls, I'm like, typecasting, eh? Thanks, guys.
Can you do an Index biting Toma bite?
Oh my gosh, Index biting Toma. There's a lot of just at home. So I would always call it Isabel, and I'm like, oh, that's not Isabel, that's Spinksy.
That's what I named my dogs, Isabel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matching animals. Let me get ears back here.
Okay. So, in Sergeant Frog, when you voiced Momoka, what was your first impression of her? Like when you first saw her?
Well, what's awesome is that we had done like some toying around with Sergeant Frog at ADV, and I fell in love with Momoka. But at ADV, there was this voice actress named Hillary Haig. And Hillary and I have always been great friends, and we always play, like, we joke about being each other's lovers, sisters, pets, brothers, mothers, you know. But because she has that awesomely crazy Hillary, and I mean this in a lovely way, awesomely, even crazier than my voice, she was always cast as Momoka at ADV. So I would sit there and play the other characters, like, oh, this is fun, but Hillary! So when it came to Funimation and I got to audition, I was like, this is my chance. There's no Hillary here. So I went in and I was already familiar with the character because I had seen it from the other episodes, and I just went cuckoo for Cocoa Butter. And thankfully, it worked. But I love Momoka. I think it's so much fun because they would ask me, like, do you want to go through? And in the script, it would be labeled Momoka and Dark Momoka. So they're like, do you want to go through and do all of good Momoka and then go back and do Dark Momoka? And I'm like, no, I want to do it as it comes out. Like, if she's going to be really happy and cute one minute and then crazy the next, then I want to sound like Ophiuki. What is wrong with you? Like, I wanted it to hear that transition. And sometimes it was a little taxing. She yells a lot. But it was good practice because right after that I started doing Bulma, who yells a lot. A lot of yelling for me.
How about with Kuina and Tashigi? Was there any difference between the two of them?
Yeah. Well, the age, for one. Kuina is just, you know, a sweet little girl that we don't really get to know much about. This is one piece for you guys. Tashigi, I absolutely adore Tashigi. My only problem with Tashigi is that yelling Roronoa Zoro is a pain in the butt. And usually her flaps would be really, really fast, and she's always chasing Roronoa Zoro. So you'd be like, I'm gonna get you, Roronoa Zoro! Ah! I'm gonna find you, Roronoa Zoro! And I played Karue the duck before that, which was so easy because it was So I'm like, can I just go back to the duck? Or can I call him Bill? I mean, what if I just called him Zorro? Do we have to say the Roronoa part? And even still, like, I thought that she would kind of just disappear and everybody's like, oh no, she comes back. I'm like, so I need to practice my Roronoa Zorro. I saw a Zorro walking up the stairs in front of me earlier. There was a cosplayer, and I wanted to go, Roronoa Zorro! I don't want to sound like an idiot and have this guy go, wow, that's cool. Convention bugs. Who hasn't asked a question? You haven't asked a question.
Of the millions of characters you've played, what is your favorite, and what's the weirdest line you've ever had to record?
I always say that I can't pick a favorite because it's like picking your favorite baby. I do have some that stick out more than others, not because they're during Cell Saga because I got to make horrible, disgusting noises and gross out my director. Like, I knew I had done a really good job if Matt Greenfield was in the other room going, because they tone it down. What you guys don't hear is like they had to turn off the AC because she was so quiet. But when she would die, I would get water and put water in my mouth and like spitting water everywhere. Like, it really wasn't a pretty recording process because I was sweating and then water and stuff. But and I also got windburn. I didn't know you can get windburn on your vocal cords.
Oh.
It hurts really bad. Don't whisper a lot. Because yeah, I had to whisper a lot. And then after a while I was like, why does my throat hurt so bad? And I went to the doctor and he's like, I've never seen this before. You've been whispering? I'm like, yes. So yeah, don't do that. But Hyatt would be one. Kirka Noir, just because I was so excited every week to see how she was going to kill the next guy. I got so excited. Gosh, there's so many. May Rin, because that voice is ridiculous. Belarus, because she's crazy. Momoka, because she's crazy. There's a lot of crazy. I like crazy. Oh, Mira Jane.
Yes.
Because she's crazy in her own right, but she's also got so many different personalities. So I got to be really sweet and nice, and then punk kid, and then demon soul, or Satan soul.
Yeah.
And she had a scream, you know, having been the adapter, I'd already seen this like transformation scream that she has. It's like,
That was
makes
insane.
Dragon Ball guys look like a bunch of pansies. And she's just screaming your heart
That
out.
was insane.
And so I had a really rough couple of weeks. And I just snored it in because I knew what was coming. I was like, I know that pretty soon that scene's coming up. Sometimes we voice actors do this, and maybe it's not healthy if you talk to a psychologist, but it works for me. So every time somebody would piss me off, I'm like, keep it inside, Monica. Keep it inside. And when that scene came up, the director, Tyler, he's like, well, we might have to get a couple of takes of this. And I was like, all right, sure. And like, here we go. So the beats start, and as soon as it goes, I'm like, all that frustration and anger just comes to the top, and I'm like, like just screaming, and I just caught a glimpse of like the director and the engineer in the other room, and they're like,